What's up, guys? Lion Wolf Tactical here. And what I mean by that is Lion Wolf and then tactical. But, so, I live in a very uncomfortable state when it comes to gun rights. A very infringing, unconstitutional, and neutering state. However, I like my state outside of that. But in regards to, I served in the Army post 9/11. Matter of fact, 6 months after I got out of boot camp. September 11 happened. 2001. I graduated in, let's see here, in May of 2001. And June, July, August, September, 4 months later, the tragedy happened that we all know about, which is started all these wars that we're in. And, that's what the known populace has become to acknowledge the root of what is going on. Everybody has different views on whether or not that was the case or whatnot. I could just tell you that September 11 happened. It took place. Innocent people died. There were terrorists involved. And before I could even really experience what the military was, it happened. So I remember I was on call and my unit was deployed to Iraq, and they were actually starting to shift. I was medically discharged in 2004. I had some serious issues happen. Training for deployment. This was after I was in for already almost 4 years, waiting for orders to be deployed. Training really, really hard. And I had some injuries take place before I got my orders. And man, that did a really serious mental job on me, because I really, really wanted to go with my buddies out there, my battle buddies. It just was something. Worked really hard to get my scores good. Worked really hard to get my performance good. A lot of loss. I lost relationships, time, physical and mental turmoil, traumatic stresses, and then on top of that, I felt like I was cheated out of the deployment. So I was medically discharged. But the reason why I say that is because I put a lot of effort and time and energy into being a soldier, serving our country, serving my country, and also serving my fellow brothers in arms in every branch of the service. Particularly mine was Army, obviously, so I had a lot more of that going. But when I got out, it was like a foreign place to me, and I went off and had some really tough times happen. Gratefully, I have medical, and I have things and people that have been helping me and helping me make a recovery and benefits and things like that. That's really been helping my wife, my kids, things like that. But when I came back to California, when I heard about the concealed carry laws, I was shocked. The fact that we need, and this goes anywhere, it's not just California, New York and wherever else that you are, where they have really bad laws and almost infringing. Actually, they're not almost, they are unconstitutional. You have self-defense is not enough reason to get a concealed carry permit. You need to literally have like a sworn affidavit from your attacker that they're going to attack you in writing for them to approve you in the majority of the counties. Definitely all the counties where I live. And I was blown away. I never really thought about it deeply. But recently I have been. And there is a Peruta case down in San Diego. And it's a pretty big deal. And people started getting really excited about it because they found that it was unconstitutional to... that self-defense wasn't enough to be able to carry. But to tell you the truth, it still hasn't changed yet. And I just find that it takes a court and judges and all to tell us that it's unconstitutional for self-defense to not be a good enough reason. Well, no shit. When I think about the shootings that's happened in schools, my wife's a teacher, and the shootings that's happened in schools, distraught parents, things like that I've seen personally, threats, killings, murders, local stabbings, theater shootings, school shootings. We don't get the luxury to know beforehand, unless you got the intel, but oftentimes you don't really know when there's attack, when you're going to be a victim, victimized, and where that's going to take place. So self-defense is all we have as a reason to conceal carry. Now, granted, I'm talking about you're legally able to own a gun, you're legally able to buy one, you legally own the gun, you have a good record. That should be enough. You're not a danger to society with a weapon, and you got a good record to prove that. That should be enough alone to be able to conceal carry anywhere. Because a society is definitely safer when you have guns in the good guy's hands. But I was pissed off the other day when I thought, okay, so you mean to tell me I'm forced with a decision, and the decision that I'm forced to make is either break the law to ensure that I can protect my wife, my daughters, and my son, and myself, or follow the law to keep my record good and be at the mercy of a criminal and hoping that my cell phone call to the cops is quick enough, or that my car is fast enough to drive away, or that I can get to my gun that's locked in my car, that's separate from my magazine, which is also locked, and they're all unloaded, and that I can get to it quick enough and unlock it fast enough and load it quick enough to get the edge on my attacker, who doesn't give a shit about the law, who has a loaded chamber, 16-round mag, not a 10-round, and they have no proper training and no ethics or moral standards at all. I'm up against that, but the good guy has to go to his car and get a key to unlock a lockbox, take his firearm out, find his magazine, load it, put a round in the chamber, and then commence fire to protect himself and his family. And I thought that was wrong to the ninth, 10th, millionth, thousandth, trillionth degree. When I look at my daughter, she just turned 1 in February. And what would happen if she got shot? Because I couldn't shoot first. And I could say, well, at least I was following the law. At least I didn't break the law. But my daughter is gone. And I couldn't live with myself that way. And that's the type of choice that people have nowadays. We have a choice. Certain laws where you either have to break them because they're wrong and risk getting in trouble and get punished for breaking a law that's wrong, or get punished for obeying the law because you wanted to do right. And I think it's a pretty fucked up position to be in, and I'm sorry for saying it, but And then I heard some other stuff too about how veterans are on the terrorist watch list, or potential that they could be threats and so forth and so on because we, certain things that we know or whatever. I'm definitely a prepper. I prep, but I don't prep because I hate my government. I don't prep because because I want to overturn them or terrorize anybody. I prep because I want to make sure that I'm providing for and protecting and securing my family, my loved ones, my belongings for tyranny and for anything that would happen in the world that's unforeseen, because I can't put my hope and my future in government. But I love my government. I love my country. And I'm a patriot. Bottom line. And if duty called right now, I would answer to the best of my ability, physically and mentally. I'd do it. But I just can't believe that sheriffs and different things and offices, they need to wait for a final verdict so that they can feel good about saying self-defense is good enough to concealed carry. And I think it's control. I think it's manipulation. And I think it's wrong that when you enable or when you allow legislation to pass, which is unconstitutional and wrong, you actually empower criminals and you handcuff the good guy. And once again, you're faced with break the law to protect your family or follow it and be at the mercy of criminals, a miracle, and of 911 call. And I think that's a decision that no law-abiding citizen, veteran or other, should have to make that decision. No. I think it's wrong. Or you pay $300, do the fingerprint card, you go through the process, and you get denied. Anyway, I just think it's wrong. So that was it, guys. I just wanted to share that, and I really hope that something changes, because I'm concerned that laws are being passed and things are taking place which don't seem to be empowering the good guy and don't seem to be empowering our veterans, don't seem to be empowering our citizens, but they seem to be restricting the power on the citizens, on we the people, and are starting to broaden the strength of certain officials and legislations and governments, and also, ironically, criminals. And like I said, I'm not against, I'm not conspiring or anything like that. I just think that we need to really know what side we're on, what we're doing, and be very aware of what's going on. All right, guys, I'm out.